It's the stroke of midnight. Welcome to Blind Girl After Dark, where the lights go down and the real stories come out. People think confidence start with looks. I'm blind, so mine never did. Now, before we get started, of course, I'm going to tell y'all to go get your wine or your ice cream, whatever drink or snack, because the sun has gone down and it's time to have some real talk. So, for most people, if not all people, confidence in their mind, it starts with looks. How beautiful someone is. She has nice hair. Look at her skin. It's so smooth. Look at her smile. Look at the way she smiles. Y'all see my smile? Uh, in body image. You know, small waist, cute face, fat ass. Y'all hear it in the rap songs. And that's just not true. I got an arsenal of bad bitches. And I know because y'all tell me. My friends are on point, and more than half of us take an antidepressant. Zoloft, fucking Wellbutrin, myself included, because you can't get confidence from a mirror. And for me, y'all notice I've been blind for 23 years. That mirror disappeared a long fucking time ago. So I had to build my confidence differently. And I want to start with I had to build it through feeling. How I feel about myself first, because that's what matters. Fuck what everybody else got to say. My own opinion of me matters first. And when I feel good, about myself, that's when I have the most confidence. I wake up, I get on my treadmill every day. It's just about every day. Sometimes I skip. And when I finish, when I say, okay, I'm finna run 3 miles, and I ran 6 miles, man, my whole day, you can't tell me Nathan. For the rest of the day, I'm on one. I'm that bitch. And it's things like that that can kind of get you there. When I go to a nail salon, I don't know what it is, but a pedicure and my nails done, oh my gosh, it puts me in my feminine era. I feel so good. And you know what I feel like? Y'all know in INDPE Independent by Bootsy and Webby, when Webby said flip flop sandals just to show off her pedicure. I feel like I'm that bitch. Something about my toes being done. I can skip the nails, but something about my toes being done just makes me feel good. So things like that and ways I can make myself feel good. Even pep talks. Waking up and saying, Sparrow, you got this. You on point, girl. That's where that starts first and foremost. And then posture. How I carry myself. I'm not a fan of slouching. I do it out of bad habit, but you know what I notice? When I correct my posture, when I carry myself head up, back straight, shoulders back, relax. I feel amazing. I feel that confidence. And so that's usually something I do for myself that I want y'all to do. And when I'm walking, I remember to do that. When I'm sitting and I forget, sometimes I'll be kind of slouched over. And I'll remember and go, head up, back straight, shoulders back, relax. And I feel like I'm important all of a sudden. Energy. Oh my gosh, y'all. People can feel your low confidence through your energy. Even nervousness. You ever been to like a sermon at church? Or like I can remember being, 11, 12 years old and looking at somebody got to do like a speech or something for the class. And they're just nervous. They're not even talking, but they look nervous. Their eyes shifting around. They're looking around too much. They're fidgeting, moving their hands. They're talking too much. People can feel that. I feel that all the time. Sometimes a guy come up to me, and just by the way he talk, just me hearing him, I'm like, because I know he doesn't have the confidence. He can't meet me where I'm at, and I'm up here. Voice. I can't stress that enough. Voice is everything. You don't need to be loud. You just need to be heard and talk with a steady voice. No rushing. No speed talk. You don't need to apologize for taking up space. Talk with surety. That's what confidence, that fucking matters. That's what confidence can do, because voice doesn't necessarily come first. I mean, you see, I listed it third. It's one of the things that come further down the line. So when you start with feeling, posture, and energy, by the time you in those spaces, your voice is gonna come naturally. Just correcting your posture, your voice is gonna fucking come naturally. The way you enter a room. Oh my goodness. The way you enter a room is everything. I remember this one time I went to see, it was Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock in Birmingham, Alabama. And it was a last minute stop they did on their comedy tour. And I was so excited. I called them in advance and I let them know, I can't see. I'm going to pull up in an Uber, or my friend is going to drop me off. I need somebody to walk me to my seat. Oh, we can do, I don't know if we can do that. You about to do it. You're about to make that accommodation. So I worked it out with the manager. Went to the comedy show. When I got there, I was all dressed up, because why fucking not? When I got there, I entered in that space like I was supposed to be there. Like I was the fucking star of the night. And it's funny because my friend tapped me and she was like, Sparrow, everybody looking at you. And I was like, why? Because I'm blind? And she was like, no, because they think you important. You standing off to the side, you look like you're somebody. And y'all know I had my posture. I had my posture going. I had my head up. I still had my cane, but I looked like I belonged. I entered that space and it immediately felt too small because it was my space now. I also want to briefly touch on trusting yourself. You have to trust you. You have to trust your instincts. You have to trust your intuition. That helps with confidence. Y'all know I love my stories. And there was this guy I used to talk to a few years back. And we hung out a few times. It really wasn't anything serious. Just like casual, a casual type thing. And he called me one night. And it was about 10. And he was like, Sparrow, come downtown. Let's, come downtown. It's really lit out here. I want to see you. I want to have some fun. Let's spend some time together. And I was like, nah, I don't really want to. I'm staying in tonight. He was like, come on, girl. Come on. Like, it's lit. Come on, let's have fun. You hear all the people behind me. You hear the noise. So I said, okay. I got dressed. Put on something pretty casual, but still cute. And I Ubered to downtown Vegas. As soon as I got there, I was like, I'm hungry. So we got pizza. And when he had a hotel room, I didn't know he had a hotel room downtown. And he lives in Vegas, but sometimes people would just have these staycations. So we went to the casino. And I'm thinking, okay, we probably finna do some gambling, whatever. It's not my money. I'm not putting my shit in the slot machine. So let's do it. But he was like, I need to go up to my hotel room to get something. I said, okay. And my first thought was, I can wait downstairs till he come back. The casino is, everybody's here. There's safety here. I'm fine. Not that I didn't trust him. I just didn't want to go to the hotel and give off the wrong idea. But I didn't listen to myself. Warning bells were kind of tingling and I ignored them. And I followed him up to that hotel room anyway. And instead of waiting at the door, because I was that dumbass, I went inside. And he moved around a little bit. Honestly, I think he was like pretending like he was looking for something. And 2 minutes later, he was all over me. And then he was beyond drunk. And I don't know. It's like I didn't notice how drunk he was until that moment came. And I'm like, hey, stop it. It's not that kind of party. Get off of me. No. He continued to, touch me in ways I didn't want to be touched, all over me. And the whole time for about an hour, I'm like, stop, get off me. That's not, what are you doing? And he wasn't like super aggressive. He was passive aggressive, but it was done in such a way I was so uncomfortable. And I happened to text my friend, and I said, where are you? And they were like, I'm actually not too far from Fremont doing some Ubering. I said, can you come get me? And so I told him, my other friend guy, what hotel I was at. And then the guy that I was with, who was the inappropriate one, because I don't want to say names, I was like, hey, listen, I gotta go. My friend's waiting for me downstairs. You have to walk me downstairs, or else he's getting ready to come up here because I really need to go. So I get walked downstairs, and as soon as my other friend go, I completely dashed off. I tried to enjoy the rest of my night at a few dance clubs, and it just wasn't there. I went home that next night and I bawled my eyes out. I cried and I cried and I cried because that could have been so much worse. And I beat myself up because I was like, Sparrow, what the fuck were you thinking? You had all the warning signs were there. Your intuition told you. It told you not to go up there, but you went up there anyway. And the next day, actually, the inappropriate guy, again, I'm not going to say names, he reached out to me and I was like, no, I'm never talking to you again. Your behavior was unacceptable. And he was like blaming it on the alcohol. Regardless, if you know that's how you get with alcohol, don't do that to me. Imagine how that makes me feel. I can't see. I can't defend myself. Don't try to push yourself up onto me. So we ended up not talking anymore. And for the rest of that week, my confidence wasn't there. I was just so fucked up over it. And I kept telling myself, like, maybe that's what you get since you wanted to be such a dumbass, since you wanted to ignore your intuition, since you didn't trust yourself. And ever since then, I've learned to listen to that little voice. I learned to trust my instincts and to trust my own fucking choices. And lastly, I just want to say confidence doesn't come with outside validation. I get compliments. We all like compliments. Y'all compliment me a lot. I appreciate it. Yes. But that's not where it starts. Stop seeking those compliments. Fucking hype yourself up. Compliment yourself. Look in the mirror. Or no. Because this is about not looking in the mirror. Just tell yourself, I'm that bitch. I look good. I'm that guy. I'm handsome. Words of affirmation. Give yourself that validation. Give yourself those compliments. You don't need to get it from anybody else. And stop worrying about what people think. People are going to think what the fuck they want to think regardless. When you're doing bad, they're going to talk shit. When you're doing good, they're going to talk shit. When you go after what you want, they're going to talk more shit. That's what people do. Who cares? Who cares? That's just, do you, boo? And, I also want to mention before I end out, another thing that did help with my confidence is my life experiences. I went skydiving for the first time this year. And after I jumped out that plane, that was a 15,000 foot drop, 60 seconds of free fall. After that experience, y'all, I knew I could tackle the rest of the year. Every time I'm afraid to do something, I have a little fear. I'm like, Sparrow, you just jumped out of a fucking plane and you can't even see to do it. You got this. When I went to Hot Springs with my friend, it was Arizona Hot Springs. We had to hike about, I would say, probably 4 miles in, 3 to 4 miles in, and another 3 to 4 miles out. And it took hours. And it was rocky. It's the mountain. We live in the desert. We in Vegas. We got there, all the hiking. I had my water pack, my fucking safety, first aid kit. We had snacks. We took breaks. We went to the hot springs. We enjoyed it. It was fun. And then we had to hike uphill for hours back out. And it was steep, so there was a lot of scrambling over rocks. And like if you trip, you were going down. And that might have been the end of you, depending on what you broke. And when I did that, when I got back to the car, I felt so accomplished. And that helped boost my confidence because I was like, I can't see. And I just hiked 4 miles on rough terrain into a hot springs and back out again. And I'm still here. No complaints. I fucking did it. So your experiences definitely make a difference. And I want to say, here's the real talk. Here's the real talk, y'all. I'm not confident every day. No, some days I fucking wake up and I feel like shit. Some days I question everything I've done, the decisions I made up to this point, the person I am right now, the person I'm supposed to be, the person I used to be. But I don't let any of that define me. I have my moment, I'll think about it, but I get the fuck back up. And I apply all those things I just told y'all about to keep my confidence going. And so the takeaway for this episode is fuck the mirror. Stop chasing your reflection. Stop looking for validation in the way you look. Confidence is in your voice. It's in your posture. It's in the way you enter a room. It's in your energy. All of that, the way you feel, that's where you're going to find confidence. And baby, it makes all the difference in the world. Y'all know there are some unattractive men out there, and they are the most confident men. And sometimes they get the baddest bitches, don't they? And you be like, how? But it's the confidence. I mean, for some, it's the money, but most of the time, it's the confidence. And don't worry about what people say. Live your life to your best ability. Fuck what people gotta say. They're gonna assume whatever they're gonna assume. In my next episode, I'm gonna talk about all the craziest things people assume about me. Cause baby, they do. Just because I can't see. I've been told some wild shit. So until next night, I'll see y'all after dark.